file marks, patina, age indicators, signs of tampering. They analyze blade geometry, Kotetsu's distinctive slight curve, blade width ratios, the exact angle of the edge. They inspect steel quality, grain pattern in the metal, the hamon, the temper line, characteristics unique to his forging method. But the forgers adapt. They learn to copy the signature styles, the file marks, even the patina. Some forge authentication documents as well as blades themselves. Fake papers certifying fake swords. The authentication process becomes an arms race between experts and counterfeiters, and some fakes are so good they fool collectors for generations. Even today, museums discover that authenticated Kotetsu blades in their collections are forgeries. Blades that passed inspection for 100 years, suddenly proven fake by modern metallurgical analysis. The most troubling cases? Famous Kotetsu blades owned by legendary warriors, swords with documented histories, blades trusted for decades, even those carried into the most famous battles, all face scrutiny. Because once the forgery epidemic began, nothing was above suspicion, not even the blade that started it all. Legacy and lessons. What survived? Today, authenticated Kotetsu blades are extremely rare. The Iwakuni Art Museum in Yamaguchi Prefecture permanently exhibits verified Kotetsu swords. Each blade carries a documentation trail proving legitimacy, chain of ownership, expert appraisals spanning decades, scientific analysis, but even with modern technology, metallurgical testing, X-ray examination, microscopic study, many Kotetsu blades exist in a gray area. Swords where even experts disagree. Museums and private collectors still discover fakes in their collections. Blades that passed authentication 50, 100 years ago, suddenly proven fake by new analysis methods. The market never fully recovered. Because the forgery epidemic taught Japan a brutal lesson, reputation without proof is worthless. No matter how famous the smith, no matter how legendary the blade, if it can be faked, it will be faked. And once that happens, trust becomes impossible to rebuild. The paradox. Kotetsu proved something that repeats throughout history. Perfection creates its own problems. The better something is, the more it will be copied. Quality becomes both reputation and target. Warriors who trusted fakes without verification learned hard lessons. Some paid with their lives. The name Kotetsu became both guarantee of quality and a cause for doubt. And the greatest irony? The blade that created the legend, the sword that survived 𝙃𝙗𝙧𝙗𝙗 when all others failed, faced the same scrutiny as every other Kotetsu in Japan. Kondo Isami believed his sword was genuine. He wrote it in his letter. He staked his life on it. He trusted it completely. But modern scholars have spent decades studying that claim. The sword itself? Lost. Location unknown. Disappeared after Kondo's death in 1868. So it can never be examined, never be tested, never be proven. But the evidence that remains suggests